This is En-core Collection Luxury Vinyl Flooring. And it seems to be a fairly good system. And for joining them long ways, you just tilt it up and then they're locked in. For endwise, you have to put them down. I'm not going to join them, but you tap them together. I won't tap the actual seam, but I'll tap here. And that's as hard as you hit it. You can overhit it too much and then it'll actually wreck the seam. So that's the key for this system. And it seems to lock in pretty good once they're down. So that's the basics of it. If you want to go around the toilet like right here, the easiest way is to get a piece of paper and scribe it to the shape you want. So this is actually the template for that side, and if the template's not quite right, you put more lines on it and cut out until it does fit perfectly. And so that's the easiest way, rather than cut the tile, cut the tile, cut the tile. Now the toilet here, I'm going kind of tight. You can see the other side is just tight because there's not much expansion from side to side here. So I can go tight here. You're supposed to leave a 1/4 inch gap, but for longer lengths, yes, you need more of a gap. Seams around the toilet or in front of the vanity can be hidden by caulking, silicone caulking, and that'll help hide those gaps, those expansion joints. It'll look a lot better and it won't be so noticeable once they're caulked. But they have to have spaces there for the expansion of the flooring. Okay, one thing that you should do is make sure the floor is level, and if not, build it up with special flooring cement, because especially this product, I think it really is important you make sure it's level with no dips or dives. I think it's 1/8 inch, no more than 1/8 inch, but I'd even think it less than that. But check with the level all across the whole floor. Just check the whole thing level before you even lay it. But I think that's really important. So then you put your flooring. It looks like drywall compound, but it's flooring underlay, mud, and then once that's dry, then you put your flooring down on top of that. Okay, for spacing, you want to try and, in a bigger room, you want to try and make it even, so the tiles should be evenly spaced this side versus the other side, and lengthwise if you can. So you want to try and make the tiles similar size on both sides. In this room, it doesn't matter because it's all cut up and there's cabinets everywhere, so you won't even see the size of the trim much, especially if the shower goes there, which is probably what's going to happen. And for cutting, just score it, score it, score it. That's it. That's how you do it. So I sometimes score a lot more, but really don't need too many scores. It will break your point of your blade. It is hard stuff. Okay, for the vent here, we use a table saw to cut these slots, and then I use my knife to cut the end pieces. But you can actually do it with snips. If you don't have a table saw, you can snip through to cut here, cut there, so they're independent, and you can break this piece off and break that piece off and that piece off just with sin snips. You don't need a table saw to do that. I've done both, but for this one I did use a table saw. Table saw makes more dust, and you don't want to breathe that dust in. Plastic is not good to breathe in, so tin snips are less dust, and but it is a tight spot, so if you got a table saw, just use a mask and you should be fine. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like it, please like and share it. And special thanks to my director and camera woman. They did a very good job.